What's up, you guys? All right. Can you hear me now? I'll edit that. All right, can y'all hear me? I think you should be able to at this point. All right, am I nice and clear? As long as I'm nice and clear, I won't be on here long. All right, good, good. All right, I'm just doing a check-in. I want to share something really quick, but I'll go into more detail next week. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Today is my birthday, so I'm just coming on here to spend a few moments with my family. And hey, was just thinking about y'all hopefully doing well and had a chance. Yeah, yeah. What's going on? I did get a good chance to eat. I didn't eat too bad on Thanksgiving. I didn't eat too bad. So all right. Thank you. The Get Say Ray 316. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody. All right. So are you guys bearish or are you bullish? I have been putting out content to help you guys. First of all, we got to prepare for next year. Next year is about to be a crazy year. I think there's gonna be so much volatility, which to me is opportunity, but volatility comes with a lot of ups and downs. Okay. What's up, Brianna? She right in the other room saying what's up. You still here, right? Um, trying to get a quick a live going here real quick. Extremely bullish. George is extremely bullish. Yeah, look at some of my videos that I'm putting out. I'm trying to keep you up to breast with what's happening, but next year is about to be crazy. And if you are not prepared for what's about to take place, I don't know what else to tell you because I've been sharing this information all year. But I'll continue sharing it because there's levels to this, right? There's levels to wealth, everybody. There's levels. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, everybody. I appreciate that. So I just really want to, what's up, Nyla? My daughter's on here. I've been talking to her about wealth as well. So as a matter of fact, a lot of my health content, if you hear the person in the background interviewing me, that's my oldest daughter. So when we go viral, I tell her she went viral with me. So this is exciting times, everybody. And I really want you to, I know a lot of people are paying attention to charts. And listen, if you're a swing trader and you're trying to become a profitable trader and make money, I get it. You got to understand technical analysis. Everybody is always trying to up their game with TA. Okay. I am. All right. I'm always looking at the charts and trying to learn the charts. And it's so difficult because the way we understood swing trading, day trading, even 3 years ago is different from now because you know there is so much news driven. You know what I mean? Like the charts it's really news driven. I mean, and there's other things that can like move the charts, like with a crazy volatility, like what happened. I think it was October 10th when we liquidated everything because of being over leveraged, right? So thank you guys for the birthday love. So but I want to, oh man, oh man, see, and this is what I talk about a lot. I was responding to a comment when I was saying, "Oh man, I wanted you guys to see this," and you know, a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just actually posted not too long ago that they sold all their XRP. They only had 750, but they sold it at $1.90, and they were looking for it to drop down. Now I told you guys I had limit orders at $1.50, and they haven't went anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. But I am looking, regardless of the chart, the macros are lining up, and we're headed for a lot of upside. You know what I'm saying? Like I will say that if we're dealing with a reverse carry trade and that pans out with Japan and the yen and and oil starts to spike, we could see some movements possibly to the downside. I'm not sure. Again, a lot of these are based on situations that may happen or not. Okay. So, but guys, don't panic sell right now. I believe, and again, let me just say this first. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, to sell. Everything I say is for educational purposes only. Do your own due diligence. You can lose all your money with investing. Okay, I want to say that. That's a clause. But for me, the prices are still really good right now compared to where they're going to go. So there's still people buying. You know what I mean? XRP anywhere around $2 is a good is very good. And I just want to I want to help you understand the macro environment, because again, if you're trying to swing trade, I get it. I get that. Hey, you're looking at how you can make money in the charts. And I want to, share a little bit about this, George, because QT is ending tomorrow and liquidity will begin to pour into the markets. December through January, possibly February, is going to be epic. I really believe that. And I've been saying why I am bullish, and it's more about the macro environment. Okay. I am looking at some things behind the scene that a lot of people is not looking at. Okay. And so if you're trying to figure out where we're headed, you have to look at liquidity. Okay. You have to follow liquidity. And a lot of people are panic selling. Why? Based on the chart. Well, that's just price alone. You can't just look at price. And it's, you know what? I'm gonna just say it's very, very easy to do this when you are long term, when you're long term minded. Okay. We got Black Friday deal for crypto this year. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm looking out long term, and I'll share a little bit about this next week. Okay. But for months, listen, I just want to educate you all on something, because a lot of people don't understand what's even happening with this economy. For months, we've been in what you call a contraction environment. You can see it in the PMI. The PMI is basically the economy's report card. Okay. Let me just help you with something if you don't know this. Anything above 50 is growth, and anything below 50 is contraction. Okay, so we've been below 50 for a very long time. Historically, every time we've had a long contraction, the next phase is what you call expansion. And that's where the data is pointing. So you got to look at this. Now, like we just talked about, yes, George, I'm here to try to give you guys game. Now, add on top of this, December 1st, quantitative tightening. Okay. Thank you. Oh, is that okay? Yep, I see you, Kimberly. What's going on? She take good notes all the time. So we have December 1st, quantitative tightening that officially ends. Okay. So for 3 years, just check this out. And hey, my numbers may not be perfect, but you'll get the point. For 3 years, the Fed has been pulling roughly 90 to 95 billion per month out of the system. So if you add that up, that's almost around, I don't know, 1.4 trillion drain. Okay. So that pressure is what's been sitting on the markets, right? So when QT finally ends, that the Feds basically stop vacuuming money out, and they start letting liquidity stabilize a little bit. Okay. And eventually it's going to flow. Now, it's not quantitative easing, that's QE, but it is neutral to accommodative. Okay. Right. For the markets, it's basically neutral to accommodative. Okay. So that's good. And liquidity always moves before the price. I need you guys to know this, because if you're only looking at the price, liquidity always moves before the price. And that's why Bitcoin has been more sensitive than equities. Okay. It's why risk assets have been, quietly because through all of this period, you got to understand they've been making higher highs and higher lows. And it's why crypto has actually held up, even while the economy looks shaky on the surface. It's held up. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the drainage on October 10th, it's held up. And then you also have, let me help build this case for a minute. It's like a tide. Yeah. I like this comment. It's like a tide sucking out before the big wave crashes back in. I love that analogy, right? So, and then also you have the dark pool buying. Okay, you got the over-the-counter accumulation, OTC, institutional positioning, and they do it. Let me tell you, they do it at the worst looking moments, not the prettiest ones. So this is why everybody like bear market, bear market, because it looks bad. But you have institutional positioning and accumulation that happens in these moments, right? And they are not pretty. Okay, that's how you get that's how they get ahead of this expansion curve. Because trust me, y'all, they want to be on the front end. You got to follow the money. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. But there's also a little bit of research that you have to do, your due diligence. Now, I know y'all don't have all day to be studying this stuff, and that's why I try to bring it to you so you can understand what's happening. Okay. And then let's include also, you sprinkle AI super cycle on top of that. We're looking at trillions of dollars flowing into data centers, infrastructures, chips, power grids. And NVIDIA is literally bigger than the GDP of some countries. NVIDIA, their income is bigger than whole stock markets for countries. Okay. So more than half the OTC supplies, it's running out, y'all. It's drying up, y'all. The ETFs will have to come to centralized exchanges soon. She's letting you know what it is. And that's the truth. They are running out. Nvidia. Oh, sorry. Let me. No. Nvidia. Nvidia. NV. What? How do you spell that? NVIDIA. Yeah. Nvidia. The stock. So, we're talking about AI super cycle, y'all. The money is drying up on these OTC and the dark pools. They have to come to the exchanges. Okay. So you got all of this liquidity pressure. All of this supports expansion, of course. Yeah, like, and I don't ever assume that people know, because some people, listen, I know some people that's not into the stock market. They're only into crypto. Okay. Some people scared of the stock market. You know what I mean? Ticker symbol NVDA. If you ever trying to look to buy Nvidia. Okay, but again, I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. This is for educational purposes only. Now, I am not, y'all, I'm not telling you guys this to hype anybody up. I'm telling you this to understand the moment that you're living in. The contraction phase is ending. I'm telling you, that means a new cycle is beginning, and crypto responds first. The risk assets responds first. Okay. So just to help you understand what it means, because we got to connect it, because most people don't know, okay, well, what does this have to do with crypto? I'm seeing the price drop. It's not moving. It's not doing this. Listen, when liquidity starts to shift, crypto is usually the first asset class to respond. It's usually not the stocks. It's usually not real estate. It's usually not bonds. It's usually crypto. Why? Because crypto is pure liquidity beta. Just that simple. Crypto is pure liquidity beta, meaning it's the most sensitive to money entering or leaving the system. Okay. And we're beginning to see signs of this. Even during the contraction phase, crypto again kept making higher highs and higher lows. If you go look, that tells you everything you need to know. So risk assets were supposed, if you think about it, I would have thought risk assets would have broke down completely down months ago, but it didn't. They stabilized. All right. They built a base. Okay. And again, that's smart money positioning. That's the only reason why. So again, when QT ends December 1st and PMI starts rising and reserves stop shrinking, and then you got political incentives that start to kick in, the whole environment is about to change, y'all. And it's not overnight. It doesn't change overnight, but it is it's a steady change, and then it's a sudden change. It's the suddenly. I love the suddenly, okay? But the problem is most people are not going to be prepared for the suddenly, right? And so that's why I'm bullish. I keep telling you why I'm bullish. Do I have a crystal ball? No, I don't. But I've been saying for months, liquidity moves before candles. Price is a lagging indicator, okay? Liquidity is always leading. So when liquidity starts to stabilize, when expansion begins, when institutions start accumulating very quickly, and then when the ETFs start launching, specifically XRP, and then OTC dries up, dark pool, then crypto is going to move. It's just that simple. I'm not telling you it's going to be tomorrow. I'm not even telling you it's a straight line or anything like that. We may have pullbacks, but and we know it's been very volatile. But structurally, the setup supports really asymmetric, if you ask me. But the setup supports upside. Okay. So yeah, we could see double digits for XRP. Again, I'll go into this a little bit more. But think about these things. I'm gonna leave you with this. Think about these things when you talk about every major, because sometimes you got to go back and look at history to understand what's happening right now. History helps you make sense of what's happening in the present, especially when you're fearful and you're scared. And you guys got to have your own convictions. Again, I'm long term, so it don't matter. So when you look at history, and you're thinking about when cycles start and when moments start like this, fear is usually high, sentiment is low, money is tight, charts is ugly, messy, retail is emotional. Okay, retail always tell on itself. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the fear and greed index too, to kind of figure out how people are feeling. Also, institutions start accumulating, and then macro indicators start shifting very quietly, but they do. Okay. So, and again, it's not when it's safe. It's not when the headlines are bullish. It's not when fear is gone. Okay. By the end, the move has happened. Y'all, when the fear is gone, the move has happened. The move has happened when the fear is gone. That's why I love the fear that I'm like, oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for helping to confirm this. Right. So I want you to understand this because the shift has begun. In crypto position is position. Okay. Somebody was asking, do I agree with Tom Lee? Tom Lee is a very smart guy. Um, I do think I think alt season is going to have a bull run. So he's had predictions that ETH would go to. I think he changed his price. I got to figure out what his last price prediction was. I know at first it was pretty high, but I think after we had that event on October 10th, I think people started to shift, their viewpoints. And to be honest, that just happened from being over leveraged. That could have never happened if people weren't over leveraged. So they wiped out, I don't know. So I don't know how many accounts that they wiped out, but they wiped out a lot of accounts that went to zero, millions of accounts. They got rid of all of that liquidity. And I guess secretly told it, I guess you had to wipe it all out. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do think that all season is going to have its run. But here's the thing, because 2026 I think is going to be a great year, but I think people need to realize that I think the move is going to happen quicker than what people realize when it does really happen. And I think we may see crazy euphoric prices because retail is going to jump in on the opposite end. On the When I say the opposite end, I mean y'all came too late to the party. We've been building positions all along. And then think about this, because I never believe that you should just throw all your money at one position at one time. So, but guess what's going to happen when people have FOMO? Not only do they buy at the top, just like, the guy who said, I sold my XRP at 190, $1.90. Well, why you didn't sell it when it was $3? You know what I'm saying? You wait till we get way to the bottom to sell it. And then you selling it at the bottom and you want it to go low, even lower. At that point, it's kind of the risk. It's too risky to sell at that point. You know what I'm saying? But you got people who, so I never say, you should have been dollar cost averaging, putting a little money when it goes down to help bring that average down. That's the safest way to do it, unless you know what you're doing as a technical analysis and you got indicators and you know what I'm saying, unless you're doing swing trading. But these are not people who are doing swing trading. These are people who are trying to save for a real price appreciation. Okay. And so yep, XRP keys was like FOMO. And so now when this run happens, people are going to jump in. And not only did they not dollar cross average at the low amounts, like, did you buy it 190? Well, why are you going to buy it $3.40 and $4 and $5 and all of this other stuff as it starts to go up? And you didn't buy it 190. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me. But people are going to do it. And they're going to throw all their money in at once because of fear of missing out. So not only are you buying on the top, but you throwing your whole bag in as much as you can. Why? Because people like to gamble. This is not a gambling. Sorry, my alarm keeps going off. This is not a gamble. This is not a place to gamble, y'all. Right? So then what that's gonna do, well, good for people who've been positioned, it's gonna push the price up even crazier. So they're gonna squeeze the price up even more, right? And then by that point, but by the time people are starting to push that price up and the FOMO is starting to happening, people are now going to start scaling out. That's when people are going to start scaling out of their altcoins. So they're buying while everybody is scared, saying, oh, bear market, where's my money? Oh, it's going to zero. And then when it pushes up, smart money is pulling out while y'all still buying in. And you know what? Let me just tell you guys this. And this is a lesson that you'll learn. And I promise you, it'll save you a lot of headache. Smart money and smart people do not care at buying all the way at the bottom and selling all the way at the top. Even if it's 15% bottom, 85, smart money don't care about that. We start to scale out because we understand a consistent profit is good. And it's much better than trying to be too greedy, because hogs get slaughtered. Okay. And so you don't want to be like trying to catch the top. Like you know what I'm saying? Like all the time, if you do, hey, that's fine. But you don't want to, oh, I'm gonna wait till I sell everything. No, you start scaling out at different price points. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of things that people do wrong, but I don't ever try to catch the bot. I do have limit orders, but listen, I told y'all I had limit orders all the way down those wicks. And as the days went on over even since October 10th, I'm like, oh, another order went through. Oh, yeah, another order went through, and it's just it's staggered. I'm DCAing, and the closer I get to the bottom, the more money I'm putting there, right? Sam says, "Say it with your chest." Right. So, and then when the top comes, when people start getting greedy, it's time to exit. So you start scaling out a little here. I got limit orders already set. I got price points already set as I'm scared, but dumb money is about to be banning and pushing it up. And as much as they push it up, I'm gonna keep taking it. As it gets pushed up, I'll take a little here. Okay, you want to push it up some more? I'll take a little there. You want to push it up some more? I'll take a little there. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be exiting out at that point. And I think that thank you, Dominique. I think that people are gonna miss it because people, I'm telling y'all, they're greedy. They're greedy. And even people who will make a lot of money, not only will they, okay, some people will make it and it's like, hey, you got blessed. But guess what? Most of the people that's going to make it, they're going to lose it too. It's the whole lottery phenomenon. It's the whole you get a lot of money all at once and your mindset has not been able to be elevated and your identity hasn't been elevated to match the alignment of your profits. And so you're going to lose it because guess what? You're going to pay tax, family tax. Y'all know that's the first tax. So when you go tell your family we made it, we got all this money, family going to be having them expectations whether they say it or not. Y'all just pay attention to how people act when people die. I mean, when somebody die, they come to the house, they be snooping around trying to see what all the man ain't dead, but for 5 minutes, and you snooping around trying to figure out what you can take. I'm telling y'all, it's just like that. And you just got to know that you know. All right. And if you know what I'm saying, then it doesn't bother you as much. See, I know this about human nature. A lot of people be thrown off guard because they don't understand this about human nature. But the more you prepare yourself to understand how the human heart works and how emotions work, the better you can stay, you know what I'm saying, sane. And so honestly, you shouldn't be telling your family members when if you got a nice bag and these altcoins go, you shouldn't go tell your everybody. Just keep it simple. Hey, I've done well this alt season, because let me tell you, they're gonna be waiting. They're gonna have a few. They're gonna have a few rainy days within the month of you telling them that you got some extra money. All of a sudden, everything is their world has just collapsed, and you're gonna be the answer. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, I know people. All right. So, here's what I'll say last, and I want a couple of things real quick. First of all, set yourself up. Set yourself up because you want your money to make money. Okay. If you sell, just remember you have a capital gain and you're going to have to pay taxes. So you might as well go ahead and put that 20% or however much aside and put it in a high yielding savings account so that you can let your tax money gain some more money. Hopefully you have an LLC. You can counterfeit some of your losses. There are some strategies and some tax strategies that are involved with that. And you want to be able to create a position where your money can make money. Okay. So when you take profit, if you're not doing something smart with it, like paying off high interest, credit cards and stuff, don't just go buy a bunch of stuff. Use that money to make more investments. There's a period of building that you have to have. And if you haven't had that period of building, then make sure you're building your money like the snowball effect. You rolling it over into other assets and things like that. Okay. So now, just real quick, because it is still Black Friday sale, the 90-day, and some people have been emailing me and asking me about this. The 90-day Health and Wealth Accelerator is still going on. So I am coaching you through the process. It's a hands-on group. We're building a foundation together. I'll help you to understand about LLC, taxes and your portfolio, and walk you through the entire process, right? So, and I do think that people are going to get some income during this all season, but you got to know what to do. You got to, even emotionally and mentally, you got to know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So invest in yourself, get some coaching. I do have a discount that will be ending next week, Monday, actually. So the code is Black Friday 300. So you can get access to that. And this is one of the biggest sales we've done. Also, if you want to deepen your market education and truly understand how the market works, how the charts work, how the cycles work, how the psychology work, listen, Stock Up with Larry Jones, Stock Up University is excellent. And he is running a Black Friday sale. It is excellent. I have gone through the material. If I tell you it's excellent, I'm telling you it's absolutely incredible. One of the best universities I have ever been through. And I'm not a dumb person. You know what I'm saying? So like it is I can't imagine not going through it at this point. You know what I'm saying? After being exposed to the information. And as a matter of fact, I'm going back through some of the material. You know what I'm saying? It is so good. But anyway, he gave my audience a special discount. So if you use the code EARN, you will get, he has a Black Friday sale, but he gave my people extra discount. So if you use the link in the description, you can get access to that. He is so kind, y'all. And he's been so kind to me and so kind to the audience to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wouldn't sell you guys something that, you know what I'm saying, like I went through it myself. Okay. I'm telling you guys, this is next level type stuff. This is what you need to learn because the financial system is changing, it's transitioning, and you really need to be ahead of the curve. And when I tell you this brother is like bad when it comes to understanding the entire economic system, man, it's crazy. So I love that. So also, if you feel like you don't need it, gift it to somebody else. Gift it to somebody else. We have to get educated. My people perish because of a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of knowledge. That is why people are not prospering. And I just did a video. Go look at it. I talked about the pensions and everything. Y'all, it is about to be a different day. Folks who relying on pensions and the old traditional system is not going to work anymore. And you can't take old wine and old systems and old mentalities and put it into a new structure. Okay. It's going to everything's going to burst. So you got to get educated because we in a transition and people are going to be left behind. And I said to somebody I was saying to my nieces and nephews on Thanksgiving, I said, it is going to be, and I was talking to my aunt too. I said, it's going to be more because she was like, what you up to? I said, I'm up to learning how to become a billionaire. I'm up to transitioning my life to become a billionaire. And what I told her was, I said, it is more, it's going to be so billionaires, it's going to be more billionaires and even trillionaires in the next decade that we have ever seen in our life. Okay. So I like Stock Up Larry Jones and Stocks with, yep, amazing people. It's going to be more billionaires and trillionaires than we've ever seen. And also, guess what? In addition to that, at the same time, this thing just won't stop. At the same time, there are going to be more poor people in homelessness at the same time in the next decade. Yep. So I'm telling y'all, it's going like this. It's going all the way. It's going to be more homeless people, more poor people. There's going to be people who, you know how people used to be able to retire and just live. No, they're going to have to go back to work. They're going to have to go back to work and work low paying jobs. AI is taking over. Can you imagine being 65, finding out you don't have a pension, your money can't go nowhere, your little retirement that you had that you thought was going to do good, and then inflation, and then now you got to go back to work as a 65-year-old person or, older in age, and then you don't know AI because now AI is taking, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble, okay? Happened in the 1920s. When I tell y'all there's some things coming, and 2027, I think is going to be really bad for a lot of people. You got a little bit of time to get yourself together and to become savvy. Invest in yourself. Again, so both of those links are in the description. Again, if you want hands-on coaching, we look at your portfolio, we get you in the right direction, we help you understand what you need to do with taxes, and you know what I mean. There's a lot of questions that people have, and that's what I'm there to coach my members through. And I try to be as available as I can, and it's results based. I want you to have the results, and I walk with you until you get them. And not only am I dealing with your money, but I'm also dealing with your mind, your mindset. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people you all don't know, I'm a health coach as well. So we do got people in there that's like, I also need to lose 30 pounds. And guess what? I'm perfect for you because I'm also a health coach. I've been a health coach for over a decade. And so I deal with reversing chronic disease. I've dealt with everything from cancer to autoimmune to diabetes and, high blood pressure, chronic illnesses, Alzheimer's. I worked in the area of Alzheimer's for 15 years. So yeah, I haven't, there's nothing that I haven't dealt with, kidney failure, all kind of stuff. Anyway, I say that to say that if you want to get your whole life in order for 2026, invest in yourself. You are your greatest asset. All right. Let me go to one more comment. Speaking of history, when it get like that, war is usually what follows clearing the herd. So yeah. So there's a lot that I don't think people are ready for what's going to happen. Tired of being poor. That's why I just started learning about investing. I've been doing every little bit over from my paycheck I put to XRP and stronghold coin. Absolutely. I love it. So yeah, great days are ahead for some, because those who are positioned and invested are going to see the greatest wealth transfer of your life. I'm telling you, this is what I know. The greatest wealth transfer of your life is about to happen. And for some people, the greatest devastation of their life is going to happen. Which side of the field do you want to be on? Is my question. All right. Again, it's my birthday. I wanted to come and celebrate with you guys. That's how much I love y'all. Y'all see, I love y'all a lot. But I'm about to go celebrate the rest of my day with family. And I have a friend who bought me who gifted me with a massage. So I'm about to head out and go get my massage first. All right, family, stay wise, stay wealthy, and I will see you next time. Peace out.